and welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie, and this is going to be another book haul because I have no self-control. So let's dive right into it. I've got, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books to kind of gloss over a little bit. First one that I got this month was Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. Very pretty cover. If you don't know by now, there is a TV show on HBO Max that has, or for this show particularly, I love that this has illustrations in it. There's a lot of them in here as well, not just one. There's lots of them. So I love that. But this is the history of the Targaryens. So it doesn't just go through one set of Targaryens. It's going from the beginning, from Aegon the Conqueror, and I think it's going to the last of the Targaryens. Not sure on that, but I think so. So, Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin is the first one. Then, if you watched my other video, you already know about this one, but this is the Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. It is also a TV show on Apple TV. I do believe that it is complete as well. This is a cover by, because of Tom Hiddleston being on the cover. It is what it is. But this is a historic drama, I think. But I think it also has touches of mystery and romance in here. But apparently, Cora is looking for this serpent that has come to the marshes of Essex, and she meets William, who is the vicar, and they attempt to discover the truth, and they find themselves drawn together, and as their pursuit becomes more urgent, Cora's Linda past follows her to the coast with striking consequences. So I'm not sure whether or not this is the first book in a possible series or if this is a standalone. I'm not sure, but I'm intrigued, especially when I watched the trailer for the TV show. That looked really good. So there's that one. Next, we have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Secrets, betrayal, seduction, power. Welcome to the Alexandrian Society. And it's about 6 peers that are competing against each other to fit 5 spots at this, to become Alexandrians. It's a dark academia, I believe. And it also sounds very interesting. I know that this just came out not too long ago as being officially published. It used to be an indie or a self-pub book. So I'm hoping that it is going to be awesome. Because I mean, dark academia usually is pretty good. Next we have The Kiss Curse by Aaron Sterling. It's a cute little romance with some magic thrown in. It is the kind of sequel or follow-up to the XX, which was also a very cute book, but this one follows, instead of the characters that were in the XX, this follows 2 other characters that were kind of in the first book, but they weren't the main characters, they were more side characters. So it kind of follows them in this one. So I thought that it sounded interesting. I loved the first one. I gave the first one, I think, 4 or 5 stars. Just because I don't really know how to rate a romance book. Not really. As long as I enjoy it, I'd give it like 4 or 5 stars. So that's what I usually tend to give romances. I rarely give romances anything below 4 or 5 star. I may need to think about this a little bit more. But anyway, I'm hoping it's good. Then we have The Institute by Stephen King. I've been wanting this one for a long time, and I've been waiting for it to come out in paperback instead of hardback. Because if I am honest, I like paperbacks more than I like hardbacks. I don't know why. I think it's the dust jackets. I don't like ruining dust jackets, and so I don't like them in particular. Anyway, back to The Institute. So apparently this kid's parents are murdered, and he's taken to this place where there's other kids just like him that had their parents or whoever murdered, and he's trying to find a way out, even though nobody has apparently ever escaped from the living hell known as the Institute. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then we have For the Throne by Hannah Whitten. This is the sequel to For the Wolf, which I have not read yet, but it is a duology. There's only 2 books. I've heard great things about the first book, so I got the second book. But apparently one daughter is for the throne and one daughter is for the wolf. And the first book kind of follows the For the Wolf storyline, and I think this one follows the second sister for the throne. So should be interesting. Not sure, but it's yeah. Next we have The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty, which is 3 short stories based in the Daevabad trilogy world. And the Daevabad trilogy consists of the City of Brass, the Kingdom of Copper, and the Empire of Gold. It's a great series. If you haven't read it, I recommend it highly. It's about a thief that comes to find herself in the Djinn world and going from there. I mean, that's interesting enough. Finding out that a con artist thief kind of ends up in the Djinn world. How does that happen, and what happens afterwards? I mean, it's interesting. But anyway, The River of Silver. And that's about to fall over onto my dog, Dean. Hopefully it doesn't. But the next one is Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the 3rd book. I think it's a trilogy. And the first one is The Kingdom of the Wicked. The second one is Kingdom of the Curse. And then we have Kingdom of the Feared. The first book was about 2 sisters. One of them is brutally murdered. She thinks in some kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Something to do with magic, she thinks. And she ends up summoning a demon to try to find out what happens to her, and it's pretty much her trying to find out what happens to her sister by going towards the darker way of magic, whereas she used to just stick, and her family used to stick with the good side of magic. But to find out what's happening to her sister, she's going towards the dark part of magic. And the storyline kind of follows all the trails that she is following to try to find out what happened to her sister. So that sounds fun. And then the last book is Leech by Huron Ennis. And I believe this is a horror. And the back of it says, "Meet the cure for the human disease." How is that not interesting? Meet the cure for the human disease. So, from what I understand, a doctor has died and his replacement has to solve the mystery of how they lost track of one of the bodies at this institute that they're in. So, that sounds pretty interesting. Can't wait to read that. And it doesn't look very long. It only looks like it's maybe... it's only 322 pages long. So, that should be a quick, easy read. But those are the books that I have hauled. If you like this video, hit like. And if you want to see more videos by me, hit subscribe. Bye!